North Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's time for Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Now let's have some fun. Here is your host, Johnny Radio.
Yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. I'm hanging out with my good buddy, Jay Morgan, all day long, all day strong. And we're going to be blessed because we're going to talk with David Cobb of CBSSports.com. Big 12 Media Days kick things off tomorrow. We'll talk possibly a little college football since he covers college football and college basketball for CBSSports.com. Also, ask him.
You excited for Big 12 Media Days?
Actually, I kind of am.
What's your favorite part of Big 12 Media Days?
I want to see how Oklahoma and Texas are treated on their way out because this will be the last time because they're joining the SEC next year. I also want to see what the new guys are bringing in here. I'm fascinated to see
new blood,
how the new blood handles it. I don't know. It's the first Media Days. The beginning of Media Days,
and this is the first one here,
is where I get all deep up into Phil Still and Lindy's and all my books, and then I start watching the TV, and I just sit there, have me a cold one, and just kind of get prepped for football because July is here, August is around the corner. Next thing you know, it's going to be September, and we're going to be partying, watching football, having a whole hell of a lot of fun. So, yeah, I like Media Days. It just kind of warms me up, you know?
Sure.
It's like soup. You know when you don't feel good and you like to eat soup and it just kind of makes you feel a little better?
Tomato soup. Get maybe some crackers or a little piece of bread with it. Maybe some toast or something like that. I love some tomato soup, man.
I love me a little tomato soup, man, too. But that's what, football is just good for your soul like tomato soup is. Isn't that a book, Tomato Soup, Good for the Soul?
Chicken Soup for the Soul is the
Chicken
book.
Soup for the Soul. Hey, I knew it was soup for the soul.
You were close, man.
You know what? I realized something. I'm close to a lot.
You are.
I get more things wrong, but I'm always just a little bit off.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, well, never mind. I don't even need to bring that up. But I am excited to talk a little bit about the home run derby. Did you make any money yesterday?
Yeah, but not on the home run derby.
Oh, you didn't make, man.
I didn't end up betting on the home run derby, but I should have because my two guys I was going to bet on to win were Vlad, Vlad and Rosarena, and so they ended up being in the final. So I should have done it, but I did not.
So sadly for y'all, I forgot to mention this yesterday. I did break down like the pitchers and everything. And by the way, that's
and then Pete Alonso threw us a curveball.
His pitcher got injured.
He did,
and I just have to be honest
sick,
with you.
Right? He was sick or something like that.
Well, you know what they said was injured, so I didn't know. Like I didn't know if he was sick. I didn't know if he was injured. I didn't know what was going on. But did you actually, by any chance, look at my man? The pitcher was Aaron Myers filled in for, I can't remember the guy's name who was supposed to.
It was his youth baseball coach, I know that.
Aaron Myers was throwing low and outside sliders during a home run derby, it looked like.
That's right.
Like he wasn't giving Alonso an opportunity to hit bombs, bro. Groove it. And plus,
he thought it was Game 7 of the World Series.
I swear he was out there like, man, hey, man, you ain't hitting bombs off of me. I know it's a home run derby contest, but I got to show people. And he was throwing some BBs in there.
That's right. Smart guy.
I thought it was kind of funny, to be honest with you. But, yeah, the pitching we broke down. But Randy Arozarena, I don't think I brought this up yesterday, and I was a little bit flustered. You know who has the highest barrel rate in all the baseball?
Who's that?
Luis Arias. Makes sense, correct?
It does. He doesn't strike out ever.
Does not strike out. Do you know who number 2 is?
Randy Arozarena?
Yep. Randy Arozarena.
I can believe it. And he's got some power behind him, too. That guy can swing, man.
Like I said, for 5'10", $180.
he exhausted himself that first round too. He was swinging, and I don't think he knew he had
about 10 seconds, 12 seconds, he needed two more. Like he hit the third one with about the 12-second mark, and he only needed I think 2 to tie Vlad. But you could tell the man was just spent.
He was.
He was coming out of his cleats. But yeah, he got a little worn out. What about Julio?
Me and Julio down, but when he had the 40 whatever home runs,
that broke the record. That was even broke Josh Hamilton's record.
His odds to win after that shot up to plus 150 for the hometown kid. Good thing you didn't take that.
Amen on that one. But
almost even odds for a home run derby champion after one round of hitting.
Yeah, well, you should know.
But it was, like you said, a record.
It was a record, so it was something nice. It was in front of all the Seattle fans who were cheering him on.
I've got tons of prop bets for us to go through later. I've got some stats for us for the All-Star Game. We've got a lot of opportunities to make money on this All-Star Game board, I think. So it's not a sleepy day for gambling, John. I know you're not a tennis guy. I wish I could talk about all the tennis action we got going on right now.
Oh, it's the quarterfinals. I bet you didn't know I knew that.
No, I didn't know you knew that, but it is the quarterfinals. You're right. So we got lots of action going on.
Do you know how I knew it?
How?
Because it says quarterfinals right now.
We've already got it.
Hey, the Joker's not the big Joker, not Nikola Jokic, the Joker who's a basketball world champion. Maybe this is the big
Joker though, because he has the more majors than any other player in the history of tennis.
Novak Djokovic, you didn't even know I knew his name, did you?
No, I assumed you knew his name, John.
Yeah, he's the guy I like, by the way. He's also the dude that the United States wouldn't let over here, would they?
Yeah, but he just won the French Open. We need him to win. I think Rublev probably wins a set, so if we can get Djokovic to win this 3-1 going forward, that's a big-time winner for us.
I actually got some French news today.
Cool.
It's not like about France. It was all about a lawsuit over
oh, is that right?
Like, dudes playing in women's sports.
Oh, classic.
Another dude won a big sport race in a race in Oregon in a women's field. But no, there's a female who was in the Olympics, and she sued France because they discriminated against her because they don't measure men's testosterone levels. They measure you for banned substances and steroids. But did you know that because now men are competing in women's sports, that they are testing even regular? Like if you're born a chick, like you actually are like a real chick. Which one has the Y chromosome? Because I can't remember. I haven't been in biology in so damn long.
John, I'm just more marveling at the bridge to this conversation was the preface that I made to talk about Djokovic was he won the French Open before this tournament. You go, I actually got French news this morning, as though like the conversation was about France and it turned to talking about French news somehow.
It just popped in my head. I know.
That's
how things happen.
That's how the radio show works.
Because I was reading about this stuff and I was like just appalled. And the woman did win her lawsuit because she couldn't compete in the Olympics. She sued, she won because her testosterone levels were a little bit higher than what they, quote, now allow female athletes. It's actually it should be just testing biological dudes competing in women's sports. But like she said in front of the court, she's like, so if you're 7 feet tall and a basketball player, that should be, admired. If you have long arms and like webbed feet, great for swimmers. I don't think she said webbed feet. I just added that in there. But she talks about, I'm very blessed that I have higher testosterone levels. It's not because I'm cheating or anything, but they wouldn't let her compete. Cost her 3 years of her, her peak years. And now she just sued, and guess what? She won, and she got an arsenal of cash, but she still didn't get to teach. So that was just a little bit of me railing against get dudes out of women's sports.
Well, I'm glad you're taking up that fight, John, because no one else seems to be. I'm really looking at Luis Arias to get a hit tonight. Could be his first plate appearance. You're getting really good odds on his first plate appearance. For him to get a single is plus 300, an extra base hit is 1,100. You could actually afford to take both of those. But if you just wanted to get a hit anytime in the game, I found minus 180 on that.
Luis Arias, how many at-bats do you think he gets tonight?
I don't know, but if he gets one hit, minus 180, I like that.
I mean, a guy who's batting almost 400.
That's right, but at 180, that's a big tax. I actually like no one.
60% chance he ain't going to get a hit for you.
In his first plate appearance, I like Nolan Arenado to not get a hit as minus 130. I kind of like that bet.
You're just railing against your Cardinals, aren't you?
No, it's like you just said. Guys hit 400 is really good. It's minus 130, almost even odds. I have to pay a little tax for a guy not to get a hit in one plate appearance in an all-star game with great pitchers on the mound. So I like that bet.
I don't know if they're great pitchers. I mean, Garrett Cole's starting the all-star game. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Not a great pitcher, Garrett Cole?
I just don't like him. I'm just not a big Yankee guy. for some reason.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm really not. No, I mean, I like Jeter, like back in the day. I like certain Yankees. I like Judge. He's cool.
Some Yerfy and Nerfy opportunities tonight. I got some stats on that later as well. And I want to go through and pick who's going to win. We got to bet on some divisional winners. It's halfway point now. This is the last chance of the season. We really had to make futures, so we got to make some.
I saw a great future. I mean, did you see the second half futures? I couldn't believe Spencer Strider was 525.
Yeah, we did that yesterday. Yeah.
I know, but it's gone up. It was yesterday. It was just like 450 or something.
Is that right? No, I think that's what it was yesterday. He was the second best odds.
I wrote it down wrong.
Behind. I can't remember. That's
it's okay.
That was yesterday's
news,
show.
John. Yeah, that was yesterday's show. But again, tonight we do have the Midsummer Classic. The only problem that I have with the Midsummer Classic, and I'm not saying I have a problem with it, I'm just saying it was close to being super, super awesome. I wanted to see Shohei start the game, but of course he's not going to be pitching. He will be DHing. And the other thing about it is we're missing some really big names. And I feel like the opportunity was missed by Major League Baseball to get this thing right. There's nothing you can do about no Kershaw, no Trout. You can't do anything about no Judge. But again, Judge, Trout, Kershaw, those are some big names we're going to be missing. But the fact that De La is not in the deadgum All-Star game kind of bothers me. Like, how much fun this is the most electric thing that's going on in baseball right now, in my opinion. Again, this is a dude who stole second, third, and home in one single at-bat. The same at-bat, same AB. My man stole second, third, and home. He also, in his 12th big league game, hit for the cycle. Okay?
That's it, John. He hadn't even played in half the games this season. He only played in 30 games.
He's stealing bases. Okay. Is this the All-Star game? Is it real, or is this for a fan? Of course, I want him to go play hard. That's the one thing baseball does compared to basketball and football, and they don't even do it in football anymore. They don't even play the damn thing. But this is about. I want to see Ronald Acuna.
Well, you will see
and LA and De La Cruz on the same field running around like madmen, stealing bases all over the American League. I think that would have been fun. I think they missed an opportunity here. Again, you got no Judge.
But how could you get him? I don't understand how they could get him in. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? How do you get him in?
Well,
I don't know if you know this. When you're the commissioner of the deadgum Major League Baseball,
just do whatever you want.
They get to they at the end. Remember, players were getting hurt, and they put other people in.
Right?
Why wouldn't you put the most exciting, electric? The most talked about player in baseball is De La Cruz, and he's not going to be here. And he's not injured.
Isn't that unfair to people that have put together quality 80-game stretch of the season?
Do you want me to pull up the roster and I can tell you somebody they can leave off if I have to do that? Because I'm telling you, there's somebody they could have left off that it wouldn't even have bothered anybody. They wouldn't have missed him. They wouldn't have cared. Like, hell,
but the players probably care.
So do you think Josh Bernard really deserved to be in the All-Star game?
Well, I'm just saying there's players that put together 80-game
stretch. Him over Eli De La Cruz?
John, he hadn't even played half the season. How can you put a player in an All-Star game?
And he's done things that nobody in the history of the game have ever done.
That's fair enough. That's more than fair. But I feel like one of the
when you're breaking history in a game that's older than Cooter Brown, I'm sorry. I'm going with the dude that just busted up Cooter Brown. I ain't going with a guy like, hey, you know what? You came up through the minors. It took you a good 6 years. You put in a pretty good first half. Come on, buddy. We're going to reward you with a little pat on the butt.
Well, that voice certainly makes the opposition sound ridiculous. However, he's only played 30 of the 80 games that have taken place in Major League Baseball this year, John. That's less than half. It's very difficult to make an argument that guy should be in the All-Star game. He's played less than half the games.
Cia De La.
And also, these the All-Star lineups, the teams had been decided in terms of voting when he had only played like 20 or maybe games in the teens at that point.
They put in the last
so there's really no feasible.
The last people that were like scratches and added to the All-Star game was just a week ago.
Yeah, but that was all based on voting that had taken place when he had only played, like, let's say 15, 18, 20 games at that point in time. To this point, right now at the break, he's only played 30. So all of this stuff has taken place over a period of time where it would be even more, like 30 games, it's the first time you can make a case, yeah, this guy's doing historic stuff, he should be in the All-Star game. But when you're voting on this stuff when he's only played 15 games, that's a little bit of a stretch to say that guy should be in the All-Star game.
Did they not throw Ken Griffey in the All-Star game back in the day when he first came up, the kid, basically is just so he could like be there with his pops or some BS? I can't remember. I mean, this is, again, back when I was younger, so I don't remember. But I'm telling you, they've done, things before. Like, they've put people in.
The first season, Ken Griffey Jr. was an all-star. He played in 155 games that year, so I don't think so.
You can't play in 155 games before the Midsummer Classic.
Yes, but Dele De La Cruz has no chance to play in 150 games this season. He's already missed more than that.
Man, count as...
That's all but 7 games, John.
I don't know if you know this.
That's all but 7 games.
I love Paige Springnack. I love De La. I want more of them all the damn time.
I mean, you make a good point. He's one of the most exciting players in the game, in that what the All-Star game should be. However, it's kind of the way the cookie crumbles. The guy just started playing Major League Baseball.
It's true, but he's tearing it up. And again, for me personally, I would have been excited to see Acuna and De La running wild on the bases for the National League. It just would have been different. But I'll get off this subject because I did want to mention, dude, did you see the starting lineup for the American League?
I did, John. It's a nasty lineup. 5
starting players. I don't know if I think it's as nasty. I mean, I think it's nasty. I mean, if Judge was in there, it'd be a little nastier. But again, he's hurt. His little Achilles bothered him.
It's an all-star team, so of course it's nasty.
You know what? It's pretty nasty. But the fact that you have 5 position players starting the All-Star game, leading off is Marcus Semien, batting cleanup is Corey Seager, 6th is Adolis Garcia, 8th is Josh Young, and rounding up the bath is Jonah. I'll bust your Heim.
It occurs to me, John, you named all Texas Rangers players. Right?
That's what I'm saying. 5 starting players from one team. That's impressive. I mean, the Braves have 8, but they only have 3 starting.
Yeah, 8 on the team, yeah.
8 on the team, but they have 3 starting. And when I just looked at the lineup, I'm like, just damn. Like, the Rangers, I guess y'all shouldn't lose Jack, son. Like, I mean, the
Astros are coming for him, though.
They are. Framber's been pitching well.
They're like 2 games back now? A game back?
2 games back. Astros are 2 games back of the Rangers.
Yeah, they're coming for him, man.
The problem with the Rangers, though, is they went, like they said, down the last stretch. They went 3-7 of their last 10, and they had a pretty rough June.
That's one of the bets we can make at noon today is who will win the AL West. I've gone through. We've got a lot of halfway bets we've got, so we can bet on divisional winners later.
Well, I have to say, if you want to make some money, you know what we're going to do next year, and I've missed out because I didn't see the symbols. I didn't see the signs. You know, you have to read things to make sure you get everything right. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Do you know how much money we've missed out on the last 2 Junes?
How much?
A lot of damn money.
Wow.
So do you know what the Braves did from June 1st to the All-Star break last year?
What?
They went 33-11 from June 1st to the All-Star break. Do you know what the Braves did? And by the way, they were back 10 games to the Mets, and then they came all the way back up into 2 games, and they were only down by 2 games at the All-Star break. Do you know what they've done since June 1st this year?
What's that?
Even better, 27-6. They were 2.5 games lead over the Mets on June 1st. Now they're an 8.5 game lead over the Marlins going into the All-Star break. That is 60-17 in the month of June the last 2 years. Next year during June, all we're doing is betting on the damn Braves. June is when the Braves own baseball.
Clearly.
Like, that is a crazy number. Did you like how man?
They've hit a home run in 26
straight games
now. I don't know if you know
this. That's a 780 clip.
No, that's a lot of wins, John.
I mean, that's a lot of wins. How much money do you think we could win?
If any team doesn't want to, well, I mean, the price is probably going to be terrible on a lot of Braves games. Like, if you look every day, the price on Braves
remember
games
when
is really
we didn't
bad.
take the Braves game when they were even money?
No, I make a pretty much a point at this point. Whenever I get the Braves plus money, I take them. You have to at this point. But because it's just so rare, like they're minus 200 so often, you probably make a lot of money betting on the Braves.
And I just also wanted to say I think ESPN has just gone down the toilet. I am now an FS1 guy. Do you want to know why?
Sure.
So I wake up in the morning and I watch what's his name, Cartman.
No, Craig Carton.
Craig Carton. But that show is funny as all get out. It's a great sports show. I love that in the morning. So I go home yesterday. Go to the MLB Network. I just got, and you know I'm a big MLB Network guy.
Sure.
I think they have one of the best morning shows in all of television, period.
Flow.
I love also Quick Pitch.
Mark
they got Beautiful
DeRosa.
Ladies. I love DeRosa. I love it all. I love MLB Network.
Al
I thought
Leiter.
their coverage was pretty boring yesterday, so I flipped it on the old FS1. And there they were. It was Big Papi, Derek Jeter, A-Rod.
The captain.
The captain was out there. They're tearing up the coverage. Last night, do you know what I turn on?
What's that?
Oh, after the All-Star home run little thingy, I turned it on FS1 to see what's going on. They had comedian The Kid Marrero hosting the greatest moments.
The Kid what?
Kid Marrero.
I don't think that's his name, John.
What is it?
It's the Kid Marrow.
Marrow? What? Jesus and Marrow.
Yeah, but they broke up.
Oh, I know they broke up. You know what? Everybody breaks up eventually.
Uh-huh.
It's set for you're always going to be your mom and dad's kid.
Good point, Sean.
But outside of
Important one.
people break up, bro.
Okay. The Kid Marrow.
The Kid Marrow. Is it Marrow?
Marrow.
Jesus and Marrow.
Yeah, but
I like Marrero.
Jesus wasn't on this. It was just Marrow.
But I like Marrero better.
Okay,
he should change his name.
Eli Marrero, former Cardinal.
Well, they looked back at the wildest moments in MLB All-Star Game history, and doing it with the Kid was hilarious. I don't see that crap anywhere else, especially on ESPN.
Well, they fired,
by the way, and I'm upset with ESPN. They fired Ashley Brewer. They fired all the talent over there. Please. And plus, I don't know. I just can't right now they got Wimbledon on both channels.
Yeah, live sports stink. I agree. That's a stance you can live on.
Just kidding. It's tennis. I just can't get it.
They had live sport programming on last night too. They were playing all the summer league games.
Who were?
ESPN. That's what they had on there. That was their programming last night. Live sports.
And who was it?
The Grizzlies played the Cavs, and then it was the Suns and
somebody, the Jazz.
Suns. Jazz played last night, so they had summer league on last night.
So is the best basketball player from the draft Keontae George?
Imani Bates went off last night. He played great last night. He was
still got an ugly shot. He had one.
Imani
good game.
has an ugly shot.
Mm-hmm.
I think Imani's got a really pretty shot, quite frankly.
I'm just saying he rushes it like he.
He was draining him yesterday.
He was draining him yesterday. Maybe slowed down just a little bit. Because the other day he was nothing but a bricklayer.
Wow.
Remember the first game?
So was Wemby, though. And, people don't care about that.
Wemby was. I said Wemby was a bricklayer, and then he goes and has one good game, and the Spurs are so weak with him. They've already pulled him from Summer League. Are you that fragile, son?
No,
I think
if they had their way, they wouldn't have played him at all. But the NBA likes for these guys to play at least one or two games so they can market the crap out of it.
Well, have you seen what Keontae George has been doing?
No, what's Keontae George been doing?
Leading the world in everything.
Wow, leading the world in everything.
I'm dead serious. And again, this is Summer League, but what he's been doing in Summer League, they were talking about how it's it hasn't happened in ever.
What? So he's leading the world in everything, and what he's doing hasn't happened in ever?
Ever. I'm going to give you the stats on the other side. Listen, he's shooting 55% from the field, 45% from three, and he's averaging 30 points in two. He's only played 2 games, and he's scored 60 points in 2 games, and he's destroying everybody. Keontae George, I think he was the 16th pick too.
Really?
I'm going to have to actually look these things up.
That's why you got to watch ESPN, John. So you're up to date on the summer leagues.
I didn't know. I wasn't going to get
Yesterday
that from
was
ESPN.
The first...
I got that off FS1 this morning, and it was in my memory. I probably should have written it down since I was going to bring it up.
But you could have, watched the games on the other channel.
Dude, I was watching.
Or you could just listen to the stats that they give you on the talk
I was watching the Kid Marrero.
The Kid Marrow.
Kid Marrow, whatever. Marrow feels like bone marrow.
Jesus and Marrow.
But
it's M-E-R-O, though, not...
Is that how he spells it?
Eli Marrero was a backup catcher for the Cardinals back in the day.
That is true.
He's also a Redbird.
We got to get to David Cobb from CBSSports.com. We're talking gibberish now, but wait till 12 o'clock. Don't touch the dial. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Attention, everyone. Family Leisure needs your help clearing out their inventory. Let me say that again. Family Leisure is needing your help to clear out their inventory. And to do so, there are tons of great deals throughout the store. For example, all do-it-yourself pools are $1,000 off. Special 24-foot round pools for less than $2,000. Select play gyms, only $18.99. Hey, if you need patio furniture, they have patio furniture that's now up to 30% off. Spas are in stock. They're up to $1,200 off. Now listen up, because I'm only going to say this once. 24 months. Same as cash financing is now available through this sale. Family Leisure needs your help clearing out their inventory, so come and do your part at Family Leisure. Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
At the Home Depot, we have laundry appliances that just fit. Fit your space, fit your needs, and fit your budget. Like a new GE Profile Ultra-Fast Combo laundry machine that can wash and dry a large load in about 2 hours without you ever having to transfer the load over. Final days to get special buy savings like the GE Profile Ultra-Fast Combo laundry machine, plus an extra $100 off select laundry sets. In-store and online at the Home Depot ends July 12th.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis.
All the wisdom of the universe is in these bones.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Jay Morgan. It's time to talk some college football with our good buddy David Cobb, CBSSports.com, where you can check out all his work. David W. Cobb on the Twitter. You can get his tweets. I don't know if he's got a thread yet. I guess we'll ask him. But you can also hear him every single Monday, I think at 4 o'clock with our good people at Sports Time, which is Dacus and Stats, and 11:30 hanging out with me. David Cobb. How is life treating you? Are you ready for media days?
Hey, man, life's good. No, I'm not going to SEC Media Days because my new home for the next few months is Orange County, California. So getting over to Nashville would be a little bit of a haul. But
Orange County, California. Nice. What you doing, man?
Yeah, no, nothing much. Just my wife's job keeps us on the move. So it's the new spot, so going to catch a game at Dodger Stadium, hopefully. Going to see the Angels, I hope, so I can cross a couple of new stadiums off the list there. But
and you can say I saw Shohei.
Yeah, that's the idea, right? Like an all-time great who is kind of being underappreciated since he plays for such a bad team. But would love to get over there and see it a game when he pitches. Like that would be special.
That would be special. Get it done, son. Get it done now. And plus get it done soon because he's not going to be an Angel much longer. I mean, that man. If you're a talented ball player, last place you want to be right now is with the Angels. My Lord. Now back to a little bit of football though, because Big 12 Media Days are starting tomorrow. I'm excited because you got the new additions. You got Central Florida. You got Houston, BYU, Cincinnati, and then you got Oklahoma and Texas who are bouncing, but the thing about them is those are the two marquee programs for the Big 12, which has 14 this year. What do you think some of the big storylines are going to be?
Yeah, I think it's the welcoming the new teams. The Oklahoma and Texas leaving thing is pretty played out at this point. I don't know what there is left to ask, especially the coaches and the players about it, because their blinders are on, right? Like maybe if you could extract a concession from Steve Sarkisian or Brent Venables that like, hey, actually, I wish we were staying in the Big 12 because, to be honest, it's an easier conference than the SEC, right? Like, if you could get them to say that, then it would be fantastic, but they won't. So this is about the new programs that are entering that conference because they're going to be in it for the long haul, and they're going to see that conference continue to evolve. And I think all of those programs that are coming into the Big 12 have realistic aspirations of competing, not immediately, but 3, 4, 5 years down the line. I don't see any reason why BYU, a Houston, a UCF especially, and why they couldn't compete in that conference for a league title. So, I think the Big 12 is going to be a good league even after Texas and Oklahoma depart. But, it's going to be interesting. Texas and OU are going to get everybody's best shot this year, no doubt. It's their last hurrah around that conference, and they're not going to be treated kindly as they prepare to depart.
Who do you like, actually, to win the Big 12? Are you looking at Quinn Ewers and the Texas team? You thinking Dylan Gabriel in Oklahoma, or do you think it's going to be one of the teams that are going to stay pat? Because I know you're not believing that it's going to be BYU with Keaton Slovis this year at their quarterback.
Well, you never know in that league, right? Who would have thought last season that TCU with the first-year coach in Sonny Dykes would end up making the college football playoff out of the Big 12? They didn't win the league.
Great damn point.
But, actually Kansas State won the league, technically. So you never know. That's the fun thing about the Big 12. Texas, I think, deserves to be the favorite. I mean, they were the favorite in the preseason poll, but it's not. Games are not won in recruiting rankings,
nope.
Especially not at Texas, because if they were, that would be that team would have been in the college football playoff numerous times. They would have won numerous Big 12 titles over the last 7-8 years, and they haven't.
And the only thing they've got to hold on to is still Vince Young running in the corner of the end zone. That's back when like USC and Texas were actually good.
For sure. So anyway, they have the talent, no doubt. Do they have the ability to put it all together and overcome a conference that has a pretty deep well of contenders? I mean, TCU, Kansas State, Oklahoma's going to bounce back. Baylor was just 2 years ago right there on the cusp. Oklahoma State, always strong under Mike Gundy. So it's, those new teams aren't bad. Even Kansas is decent now, right? So I would take the field over Texas for sure. Like if it's Texas or the field in the Big 12, I'm going with the field. But in terms of individual favorites, I think Texas deserves to be the favorite.
Is Kansas State going to start to possibly a powerhouse over the Big 12?
Could be. I mean, they got a chance to.
I mean, they got Will Howard back this year, but a bunch of the guys on their defense are back. They're going to be pretty nasty.
They are, and they've got a true program builder there in Chris Kleiman. So, the continuity in the Big 12 is going to be interesting. You got guys like Chris Kleiman at Kansas State, Lance Leipold at Kansas seems to be interested in sticking around there for the long haul. He's also pretty old, so could get another job, but he's 60. He's never been a coach to hop around. Baylor and Dave Aranda, that seems like such a good fit. That league is going to be really fun moving forward, and people forget it's going to be a league that produces playoff teams because we're going to a 12-team playoff. So you're probably going to see one or two. You're definitely going to see one, and maybe two Big 12 teams in the playoff every year, even after Texas and Oklahoma leave. So I think the Big 12 is in really good shape, and you owe a lot of that to the forward thinking of Brett Yormark, their new commissioner. Unlike George Kliavkoff in the Pac-12, who just sat on his hands and didn't want to expand with a school that might not have the right academic credentials or might have a religious affiliation, right? And now the Pac-12 is about to die because they sat on their hands for too long. The Big 12 thought ahead. They're like, oh, we're losing a couple teams. Well, let's expand then. Let's go get some good football programs before the Pac-12 does. And now they're in a good position, not to be the Big Ten or the SEC, but at least to continue to be relevant.
They're going to be they're fighting there with that third, best conference in football.
They are.
That you can't complain about it. Again, after they lose Oklahoma and Texas, they're still going to have 12 members. My question is though, is how much is Brett Yormark going to have to address, and talk about possibly still expansion? Because whenever you think of the Big 12, it feels like they're still nibbling around all kinds of programs.
Yeah, they are, right. There's a lot of
smoke.
He's been noisy. Yormark has been noisy in his first year or so on the job, and some of that noise has been with other teams that they might expand with. See, because they're going to 14 teams for this 1 year before Texas and Oklahoma leave. So if they want to keep that type of scheduling format and they want to stay at that number, they're going to have to expand again. And then if they want to get to 16, which is the number of teams that the Big Ten and the SEC are going to have, they're going to have to add 4 more teams. So, yeah, that opens the door for Memphis. It does. It opens the door for SMU. It opens the door for Boise State. It opens the door for some of these programs that have been passed over a few times now. And it also, John, I think their preference would be, it opens the door for some of those Pac-12 teams that might look to jump if that Pac-12 media rights deal that they come up with isn't satisfactory. So that, I think, is their priority, is hanging around and hoping the Pac-12 falls apart. You go and get Arizona, you go and get Colorado and Dion, and then, hey, think big. Maybe even Oregon and Washington are available. But if that's the plan A and it doesn't work out, then I think Memphis is solidly in that category of plan B.
Speaking of Plan A, if you're reading the tea leaves, I mean, that media rights contract doesn't look like it's going to be very big. I mean, my man George has no he has no leverage in the negotiations. He doesn't have anything like concrete going forward. It's a bad situation. You see some of these teams bounces and heading to the 12?
Yeah, I think it's possible because, well, one, Colorado has already suggested that they are interested in doing that. And it's a numbers game. And at this point, the Pac-12 is in a terrible negotiating position for its media rights contract because ESPN and the linear networks already have their inventory established for the next 15 years with these massive deals. The Big Ten, the SEC, the ACC is under contract forever. The Big 12 is at least under contract for a while. And the Pac-12 is like, well, what about us? And you might say, well, they can go streaming, right? They can go to an Amazon and Netflix and Apple TV. Okay, but the payout for that is not going to be nearly as much, even in this era, as being on actual live TV because, it's still the case that the live TV dominates sports. You're not going to get nearly the amount of eyeballs or advertisers on a streaming platform for live sports as you are on the normal traditional networks. So they want to be innovative. They want to be cutting edge. They want to go streaming, okay. But the payoff for that is going to be more like Groupified money instead of Power 5 money. And when that comes to fruition, if it does, yeah, absolutely, you're going to see teams look to jump and try to go somewhere else where they can make more money.
Well, next week I'll be fired up because we'll be talking about SEC Media Days. A lot of Ole Miss fans, since we're the home of the Ole Miss, radio network, and we put all their games on and everything, are probably wondering who the hell do you think we're going to find out from Lane Kiffin, maybe who his starting quarterback's going to be?
Yeah, I mean, I think Jackson Dart's got to be the leader in the clubhouse, given that he has played in that system. I know he wasn't great last season, but Spencer Sanders coming in, still learning the system, right? That puts you behind. And you got to remember, too, I mean, so much of what Ole Miss does is predicated on the run game now. So you got this interesting three-headed quarterback battle if you also include Walker Howard, the LSU transfer. And don't get me wrong, like, it's important. But the thing with Ole Miss is it's running the ball. So you just need somebody who can manage that system and not turn the ball over. Maybe Spencer Sanders is better equipped to do that as a veteran player who's played in run-oriented systems before. But I think Dart has the leg up going into fall camp just because he played in that system last year. He handed the ball off to Quinshon Judkins just as well as anybody else could. And ultimately, that's going to be Ole Miss's ticket this year.
Man, I can't wait. Media days are around the corner. It just gets me kind of excited that football is, September ain't too far away. Now, I got to talk to you about the Northwestern situation. Pat Fitzgerald's out. My man's been there forever. He's Mr. Northwestern. Every 3-4 years they'd compete for, in the Big Ten. The whole hazing scandal. You dropped an article at CBSSports.com. Why don't you let everybody know what's going on with Northwestern and Pat?
Yeah, it's crazy because on Friday they released the findings of an independent investigation into hazing allegations at Northwestern under Pat Fitzgerald, and it essentially read as a slap on the wrist. Since Northwestern is a private university, they were not required to release the full findings of the investigation. So they basically summarized the investigation, which was done by a former Illinois state solicitor, which found, hey, yes, there was hazing at Northwestern. Here are some corrective measures, which included a 2-week suspension for Pat Fitzgerald this week, independent monitoring of the locker room, sensitivity training, all these sorts of things that were going to be designed to keep them from hazing anymore. And the investigation also found that Fitzgerald knew nothing about it, right? That's what they said,
yep.
Right? That who knows if that was true, but that's what the investigation reportedly found. Then, after these findings are released, this punishment is announced. The Northwestern student newspaper actually gives like graphic details.
Yeah,
of
it was
some
pretty
of the
horrible, like purge mask and like what they were doing. They're like some nasty stuff that they detailed in that article. That was gross.
Right. And once the details surface in a student newspaper article, even though they've had an investigator talk to hundreds of people and review thousands of emails over several months, a couple of student newspaper articles basically spooked the president into firing Pat Fitzgerald. I mean, if we're simplifying things into the simple truth, that's it. 3 days after announcing a 2-week suspension, he went so far as to fire a guy who's been there for 17 years, is the program's all-time winningest coach, a former All-American player and assistant coach there. So basically the president got spooked by how mad people were online, and decided that now that the details have been made public, he just couldn't bear it any longer, and he had to fire him. I think it was a short-sighted move, honestly, because these things blow over, right? Like, you give it 2 weeks, and the outrage of society has moved on to something else, and Pat Fitzgerald stays. I'll also say this. My opinion is that if Northwestern had been 11-1 last season instead of losing their last
11 games, yeah,
I think the president views this situation a little bit differently, don't you? So anyway, that's kind of the lowdown of what transpired there at Northwestern, where they will now be looking for a new coach at a really, really terrible time to do that.
I will say one thing. It does also, some of the hazing stories had to, get out to some recruits. And if you were a top-notch quarterback, would you want to go to Northwestern where you were taking snaps from butt-naked centers? I know I wouldn't. Bruh, I'm good. I'm good on that one.
There's a lot of intimacy in that quarterback-center exchange already. We don't need to increase that.
Yeah, we don't need it. We don't need to get any closer, man. David, I appreciate your time so much. Have fun out in Orange County, right?
That's right. Yep.
So, where exactly Orange County? That's like Los Angeles area.
Yeah, it's just south of LA. So, like, Irvine is the most well-known city, I suppose, in Orange County. But you remember those MTV shows back in the day, like the OC and the Hills and all that? Yeah, that's this area. So let's just say, things cost a lot. And if you get on Realtor.com, you start to realize how poor you are.
Well, the one thing that can make you feel better about being poor? Go. It's legal there. Go get a couple of those edibles. Sit back, relax. You'll forget all about it. David, be blessed, man. I appreciate you so much. Read him at CBSSports.com. Follow him on Twitter, David W. Cobb, and listen to him every single Tuesday right here. Have fun in Cali.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
That is David Cobb. Now, Jay Morgan.
Hey, John.
I said if I was a quarterback, I wouldn't go to Northwestern because I'm just not taking the snap from a center who's like completely naked.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm also thinking to myself, if I'm a really good center, do I want to go to a school where I have to get butt naked? And then also think about it. Do you know you could really hurt yourself? What if the quarterback took his hands out right when you snapped the ball? You would rack yourself so hard. Like, you would be in pain, man. There's nothing to protect you.
Right.
I think this is just bad all around. Let's just end this right here, okay? Fair?
Fair enough.
All right, we've knocked it out. How's your quarterfinal matchup going? You're biting your fingernails.
Oh, yeah, we're sweating a little bit. We're all right.
Who do you have, the Joker or Rue? What is that?
I'm more prop bets than anything. We kind of have bets on both of them in a manner of speaking. We're also watching Yannick Sinner and Safiullin on ESPN2, so we got a lot going on. Got a doubles match going on ESPN Plus. We got a lot going on.
Oh man, a lot of stuff going on. We're going to have a Wimbledon update maybe here every 15 minutes.
I don't know if I want to do
that. I'm just kidding. Don't touch the dial. We're back in 2 shakes. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
There's only one place for great steaks, real Italian cuisine, Southern-style meats, and fresh vegetables. It's Fratello's. Fratello's Italian Steakhouse in Hernando has a family feel and a fantastic menu. Voted DeSoto's best new restaurant in 2022, Fratello's has your favorite cuts of prime steak, lamb, and pork, along with delicious Italian dishes. And nothing is better for lunch than Southern-style meats and veggies. All your favorites and more are waiting for you at Fratello's Italian Steakhouse, Highway 51 in Hernando.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Right now at Wendy's, when you buy either a Dave's Single, Spicy Chicken Sandwich, Medium Frosty, or 10-piece nuggets, you can get another for just $1. Your dollar never tasted so good. So it's obvious what everyone will get, right?
Definitely nugs
Spicy
and
chicken
a Frosty.
sandwich,
Dave's Single and a Frosty for me.
and a Frosty.
Okay, who said Frosty and a Frosty? Pick your obvious choice. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, buy one, get one for $1.
Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's, valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined in a combo or any other offer.
Simple, smooth, and every sip as easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does with your favorite mixer. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand-bottled, taste-tested, sent to a few friends, then taste-tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff. Just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's with me. Big thanks to Jay Morgan, to David W. Cobb, who talked to us on the other side. We talked a little bit of Big 12 Media Days, SEC Media Days, Pat Fitzgerald. I didn't get a chance. I ran out of time to ask him about the Bob Huggins situation. That one's also pretty embarrassing for West Virginia, and actually for Bob Huggins again. Bob Huggins, you know, he did make the anti-gay comments. 5 weeks later, gets a DUI, basically tells his team, hey, I don't know if you know this, but I'm not going to be coaching y'all next season, and then releases his statement through his attorney, and then also releases a statement yesterday from him to the press about basically how he said he never resigned. So he is sad, and he's basically acting like who do you think he's acting like? A mix between George Costanza and
well, I think that's what he just wants money. Like he's trying to make it to where he can. If he says he resigns, he loses all that money. Whereas if he says he didn't, he can maybe get some buyout money. That's what it seems like this play is to me.
Well, I don't know. I feel kind of bad.
Like there's no way he's just crazy.
I don't feel
it's
bad
like I didn't
for Bob
resign.
Huggins.
Yes, you did. No, I didn't.
I just feel bad for this whole situation. Like, I mean, at least, I mean, the Northwestern situation and West Virginia situation are totally different. One, of course, you're still embarrassed about Pat Fitzgerald. I mean, a guy who's making $6 million a year, you think you would probably know. And both of these coaches are, they know what you had for breakfast. They also know, like, the fourth string quarterback or quarterback prospect in 2027 that they're already looking at. I mean, they know all these things. They're very involved in their programs. To say that he didn't know about everything is also a little bit weird. But again, it was the players. Like, I'm more disgusted at the players putting on purge masks and like dry humping other men, because that is just ridiculous. Or taking snaps from your center when he's naked and forcing your quarterback to it. And again, hazing is not when you're a freshman in two-a-days, you carry like the seniors' pads off. I don't think that's hazing. That's just, that's football. It's when you get – is that what did you just say it literally is hazing?
No, I said that's football.
It is football.
It's not football. Football is what happens between the whistles, between the lines. No, what I mean is
that's just how it goes.
I understand that's what you mean. It's just how it goes.
It's just how it goes.
But it's not
like
football.
When you are a freshman or when you are a young kid who's just coming up on your varsity high school football team, you're going to carry the seniors' shoulder pads and helmet to the locker room.
It's football.
You just
it's how it goes. I get it.
You just got to know your place.
That's right. That's right.
You got traditions for anything, but
that's football.
There's not a tradition where you gotta like put.
There's a Northwestern, I'll tell you.
Yeah, they did have that tradition.
That's a tradition.
But my question, I guess, what I was actually trying to get at was, like, if Northwestern, like, are you as embarrassed as West Virginia? Or are you more embarrassed because, one, this is all your players doing these nasty things, and it's just weird. Like, it's just weird. As we're West Virginia, like everybody who looked up to Bob Huggins, you were just like, damn, you know what? We kind of saw the telltale signs that he was a pretty hardcore drinker.
West Virginia, I mean, it's sad for Bob Huggins, but it's just a pain in the ass, whereas the Northwestern thing is like, this is horrible.
This is embarrassingly horrible, and it's like you can't be walking around with your Northwestern hat on today if you're their alma mater. Like, are you wearing a Northwestern alma mater? You're not wearing that shirt today.
Right.
Like, you ain't wearing it. You just like you keeping that in the closet. Like, isn't Mike Greenberg? Didn't he go to Northwestern?
Mike Wilbon. Greenberg.
Wilbon?
I don't know where Greeny went. I think somewhere in New York, probably.
Okay, well,
maybe
I knew
Greeny
it was one of those. I think it is actually. I think you should Google it since you ain't doing nothing.
Greeny went to Northwestern.
I mean,
you ain't doing nothing. What are you doing?
Hey, I don't know if you know this, but I'm talking on the radio and watching Wimbledon for you because now you can't watch it.
He went to Northwestern. That's right.
Man, let me just tell you something. We both were right because you said Wilbon went. I didn't know that. I said Greeny went. Now we all know it. But you think they're going to be like, hey, man, I'm so proud of my school. Go Wildcats. You're not doing that today. Or at least West Virginia. Well, you're probably not saying go West Virginia because I don't think their football team is going to be any good this year.
They were picked to finish last in the Big 12 with all these new schools getting in here.
Goodness gracious. If you're West Virginia, like, do you even have anybody that you want to take?
Disrespectful, finish last.
I mean, Zach Frazier, not a good quarterback. West Virginia's just Neil Brown. Think he's going to actually, like, fix West Virginia? Actually,
Neil Brown.
Bob Huggins, you should go coach the football team.
Huggy Bear.
Huggy Bear on the sideline for the football team.
Sure is.
I mean, hell, he announced he didn't resign. Now he can just announce, hey, I'm the football coach.
That's right.
All right, we got to take a little time out. We're going to come back on the other side. We have a lot of prop bets that we need to get to today. We have Hardwood, and we also have some crazy, crazy fun stories. And we got to break down this All-Star game because I know we're going to bet on it. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
You rearrange me till I'm sane.
Grapevine Liquor and Wine has the largest selection of bourbon in North Mississippi and wines from all over the world. Let Jimmy the Delta Boy help you select the perfect spirit or wine to impress. Whether you're looking for the best price or a certain flavor profile, Grapevine Liquor and Wines has it. If you want good Southern treatment and the hottest prices, Grapevine Liquor and Wine, Getwell Road, South Haven.
Hotty toddy, gosh almighty, where do you get your bourbon? Flim flam, bim bam, Grapevine, by damn.
Attention, everyone. Family Leisure needs your help clearing out their inventory. Let me say that again. Family Leisure is needing your help to clear out their inventory. And to do so, there are tons of great deals throughout the store. For example, all do-it-yourself pools are $1,000 off. Special 24-foot round pools for less than $2,000. Select play gyms, only $18.99. Hey, if you need patio furniture, they have patio furniture that's now up to 30% off. Spas are in stock. They're up to $1,200 off. Now listen up, because I'm only going to say this once. 24 months, same as cash financing, is now available through this sale. Family Leisure needs your help clearing out their inventory, so come and do your part at Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
You can host the best backyard barbecue when you find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Your Memphis Grizzlies are hiring for part-time positions. Join their career fair on Tuesday, July 11th from 5 to 7:30 p.m. in the FedEx Forum Grand Lobby. For more information and to register, visit grizzlies.com/career-fair.
Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis.
I'm with John Burgos from the world-famous Rendezvous in the Alley since 1948.
Brett, we have catered parties all over this country and all over the world, from Singapore, Australia to Central Park and New York. But many people don't realize how much we do locally. For holiday events, office parties, tailgating, birthday parties, you can't do better than the Rendezvous. For example, you can get a cheese and sausage tray for 15 to 300 people for $3.75 a person. You can even build your own nacho bar for $10.50 per person. All you need is a minimum of 15 people. In many cases, we can arrange delivery and full-service catering. We've even made it easy to get to-go items. You can just park at our front door in the alley, put on your flashes, and we'll get you going ASAP. For all your catering items and prices, go to hogsfly.com, click on menu, and drop down to catering.
Thank you, John. The Rendezvous, Mr. Charlie Burgos' Rendezvous in the Alley since 1948 and celebrating its 75th year.
I know the sweetest thing in Memphis, and I know it's been around for 120 years. You know, I'm talking about Dinstall's, and it's time to stock up heavy on Cashew Crunch, Heavenly Crunch, Turtlettes, all of your favorite Dinstall's treats to watch the playoff games and to watch all the basketball. It's so easy to get. The sweetest thing in Memphis, all you have to do is head to Laurelwood or head to Germantown and Poplar right across from the hospital, or go where they make the candies. That's on Pleasant View. There's nothing that says Memphis better than Cashew Crunch with that little tinge of coconut, or the Turtlettes. Let's face it, there's nothing better than Dinstall's chocolate. That's the mainstay of all candies, isn't it? Milk, chocolate, although their dark chocolate is pretty darn good. And if you get the peppermint with the dark chocolate and put it in the freezer, you're going to love it. So many ways to love Dinstall's. 115 years of making Memphis oh so sweet.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder is here, and I'm here to help all you people understand how to navigate the world a little bit better, because we're going to go to Hardwood in just a little bit. We've got to understand funerals and celebrations of life. Do you, by the way, Jay, have you ever been to a celebration of life?
Like a funeral, yeah.
So the thing is, though, does a celebration of life not sound more like a throwdown than a funeral? Like, you wear a suit and a tie to a funeral. Like, you dress up for a funeral. You look good. You kind of go there. You pay your respects and all that good stuff. A celebration of life kind of feels more like a throwdown, doesn't it? You would dress more casual.
Sure.
Bring a bottle of Tito's. It's maybe a six-pack.
Sure.
That's what it feels like. It sounds like. But I don't understand the rules and regulations of these. Because one time I went to a celebration of life, and I was very underdressed. Another time I went to one and I was overdressed because one was a throwdown and then the other one was just a normal funeral. So, like, we got to, like, figure out what to call these things and what the proper attire and what you wear and just what the rules are. So 901-360-8255. Help me out. These things are kind of important. We got to also find out during this segment, can Ken Griffey Jr. save Bud Light? The kid is now going to be part of the Bud Light. They got shirts that they're sending out. We'll ask those questions and so much more. We got the All-Star game tonight. Texas has 5 position players starting. That's absolutely crazy. On the other side, the Braves, though, they have 8 All-Stars in this. We'll talk about the starting lineups. We'll get some prop bets. And we're just going to have a little bit of fun here with a little bit of Hardwood. But first, I got to remind you, how do you have this beautiful second hour? You do it all by Tito's. Tito's Handmade Vodka. If life hands you lemons, don't freak out, don't fret, don't stress. Just make a lemon drop. Make sure it's with Tito's Handmade Vodka. It's crafted and sealed right here in the United States, down in Austin, Texas. It's also crafted to be savored responsibly. It's also crafted and has no gluten because it's 100% corn, and they take that corn and they distill it, then they still it in classic copper pots, giving it a very unique flavor, slightly sweet with a black pepper note, balancing everything out. Whether you're crafting a cocktail or you're drinking it neat, get your Tito's on today. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
With Jay Morgan, we're going to start off with a little bit of Summer League, because remember when I opened up the show talking about my man Keontae George?
Uh-huh.
I found his numbers finally. You proud of me?
Yeah.
This dude is on fire. He was the 16th pick for the Utah Jazz. He has been absolutely scorching Summer League. My man just had a game where he was just filthy. Had 30 points, 11 assists, dropping dimes. He's made he made 8 3-pointers in that game. For the first 2 games in Summer League, he's averaging 30 points per game, 8.5 assists, shooting 55% from the field, 45% from 3, and averaging 5.5 3 points made per game. I know it's 2 games into Summer League, but is he the steal of the draft? When he came out of Baylor, I was in love with this guy. Dude was a stroker. They just had too many guards, not enough big men. But, man, Keontae George, he is just tearing things up. I really like this kid. I think he could be a big piece in Utah. You're the basketball expert. Am I looking way too much into 2 games of Summer League?
No, he got it. He's got the it factor.
Well, I mean, I liked him at Baylor.
Yeah, and liked him at Baylor. There you go.
What I'm saying is the dude, he has no fear in his game. When you see him out there, he's just in control. He has great court vision. He gets up and down. I don't know. Keontae George tearing it up. I'm not a Jazz fan, but maybe I'm going to have to be.
Jazz Chisholm.
What did Jazz Chisholm do?
You said you're not a Jazz fan.
Okay, I got you. So I think he's doing pretty good. Now, I got to get to something that's a little bit, well, how do I say this? It's offensive.
Okay.
It was, an entire country was offended last night by ESPN.
Okay.
So, you know who the home run champ was, right? Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Sure was.
Did you see what they put up on the screen on ESPN?
What's that?
Second Cuban-born player to win the home run derby behind Yoenis Cespedes. Problem is, my man was born in Canada. He's not Cuban. And if you were going to say his descent, he'd be Dominican. ESPN, again, dropping the ball. Is this because they laid off all their talent like Ashley Brewer?
Maybe so.
Oh, I think it is. I think that was a pretty big blunder, though. How do you not know that he was, if you're going to have only 8 participants, you'd think you would know kind of where they're from.
You would have to know, John.
And the fact that he also, he was born in Montreal, but, he plays for the Blue Jays.
The Jays.
They're also in where?
Toronto.
Canada.
Yeah, that's Canada. Sure is.
So, should Canada be very upset?
No, they got enough on their plate, I think. They got the smoke up there recently, the fires.
I thought that was in New York.
No, they came down to New York from Canada, though, remember?
Oh, so Canada was polluting New York?
Must have been, sure was, yeah.
So would they have wildfires?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
That's not good, man.
No, you don't want those. You don't want the wildfires.
Well, you also don't want Larsa Pippen traumatized. And did you find out? I found out because I'm a big Larsa Pippen, Michael Jordan Jr. I'm all up in this. And you remember Michael Jordan had some comments about the relationship, basically saying that he hated it. He says he doesn't approve with him having a romantic relationship with an older woman, also Scotty's wife, and it really, really bothers him. He says he doesn't even think it's funny. There's nothing funny about their relationship, and he said it was kind of embarrassing to him. Well, Larsa now came out and said that she is completely traumatized by Michael Jordan's comments. She has she's got anxiety now. She doesn't want to run into him. She's also worried because that's, Michael Jordan is Marcus Jordan's father. Of course, we know this.
Save the trauma for your baby mama.
Save the drama for your baby mama. Where did you come out? I like that one.
Well, it's like save the drama for your baby mama, so I changed it to trauma because she said she was traumatized, you see.
I used to say double baby mama drama.
Double baby mama drama.
Because there's a lot of times where you have 2 children and different mothers, and it's called double baby
it's a lot of times.
Mama drama. Yeah, because I fit that category. Both mothers, amazing. Both children, absolutely amazing.
Amazing.
I will say, though, both mothers probably made a mistake one time or two.
I can think of one time.
I was going to say I'm the mistake. I'm the mistake.
I can think of the one, yeah.
But yeah, Larsa Pippen. What is she going to do in 5 years? I mean, once she's 55 years old, Marcus is leaving her, right?
I don't know, John.
There's a rule, bro. You don't. Marcus is just a little pup.
He's just a pup?
He's just a little 32-year-old dude dating a 49-year-old woman about to be 50.
That's how it goes, isn't it?
And I'm just gonna say, man.
I know that's.
Look at Madonna. Remember, she was the material girl.
She was.
Now Madonna, let me just tell you something.
What is she now?
Ain't looking so hot.
She's not a material girl. She used to date A-Rod.
Wait, Alex Rodriguez dated Madonna?
Sure did.
Didn't he also?
He's married to J-Lo.
And Alex Rodriguez is Eskimo brothers with Ben Affleck.
That's right.
Holy cow.
No, wait, you know how I would say that, though?
How?
Because he used to be married to Jennifer Lopez.
He was married to her?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think they got married. If Alex Rodriguez got married, it would be such a big, bougie ordeal that it'd probably be televised. And if it
you
was
think
with
Alex
Jennifer
Rodriguez makes the wedding more bougie to Jennifer Lopez?
Yes, I do, because I watch a lot more A-Rod
than Jennifer Lopez does.
Now, I will tell you, A-Rod was great yesterday on Fox Sports 1. They weren't married.
No, they weren't married.
Are Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez married?
They definitely used to be. I don't know if I say definitely. I really don't know. Yeah, they definitely used to be. They're married right now. Sure are.
So is she Jennifer Affleck?
No, she didn't change her name. She used to be married to Mark Anthony. You know the singer?
No. Mark Anthony.
You know Mark Anthony.
I know Marky
the
Mark.
Latino singer. No, you know Mark Anthony.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Do you know who that actually is?
Mark Wahlberg, John.
That's right. You think that everybody out there knew that before you said it?
Sure do.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Did you even have a story today?
Yeah, I did, but you were on a roll, so I was just letting you go.
Oh, sorry.
John, you like Harry Potter?
Is that J.K. Rowling?
That's right. J.K. Rowling.
Rowling's, whatever.
Does that make a difference in whether or not you like it?
No.
Do you like Harry Potter?
I just know who wrote it because she's always in the news.
Do you like Harry Potter, though?
I've never read it.
Well, John, the first Harry Potter book...
I know they do they have the wickets?
No, that's cricket.
Is that where they fly around?
That's Quidditch. They play Quidditch.
It was close enough.
John, original series Harry Potter book, the first book, the Philosopher's Stone. It's also the Sorcerer's Stone in America. Bought it for 39 cents. Sold at auction yesterday for $13,000. Unbelievable. $13,500.
Hold on. This guy was like what? Rummaging through like a yard sale?
No, I think after a while they just get sold and resold and sold and resold. And this one that was bought for 39 cents originally has now sold at auction for $13,500.
How
the
long
original
ago
copies.
did he buy it? Do you know?
It would have been the original copy. So let's see.
So
Harry
it's probably
Potter
old.
And the Sorcerer's Stone.
And why is it called the Philosopher across the pond?
I don't know. It's called the Philosopher in England. The original series is called the Philosopher. In America, it's called the Sorcerer's Stone. It came out in 2001. So it's 22 years old.
Man, $13,000 on a 33-cent investment.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. The movie came out in 2001. The book came out in 1997. So it's still, what is that?
26.
26 years old.
Yeah, that's a good investment.
Telling you what.
And why do I know J.K. Rowling? What is she always in the news for?
Probably writing Harry Potter. She continues to write new books. She's very popular.
No, I think she's always fighting with some group of people or something.
Okay.
I'm just,
if you say so.
I'm not 100% sure. I think I saw her on Twitter. People were bashing her one day. That's it, just how it is. I got something that if you are eating lunch, turn the volume down. Because this is one of the worst things I've ever found out about. So I was reading science.com because it popped up on my thing.
Science.com.
It's iflscience.com. I was reading and it's popped up on my timeline, and it was talking about the runner because a lot of people were kind of jumping on this runner, Tamara Torlika's son.
I thought you heard Mero talking about this.
Oh, no, but I Googled it out.
Oh,
and when I Googled it, IFL Science came on.
Gotcha.
But yes, Mero, not Jesus, just the kid Marrero, kind of made the comment about it. It's called runner's diarrhea. And I'm thinking he brought it up because of this Tamara girl who she had her all best time. She broke a world record, but people were disgusted because her legs, all the way down her legs into her socks and shoes, was number 2. I mean, that's just, no matter what, even when you win the race and you're number 1, that's just not a good look. But according to IFL Science, this is a very common thing. Almost 1 in 4 marathon runners poop themselves before they cross the line. In the 2005 London Marathon, the 2016 French Walker, blah, blah, blah. All these people who won these races, I can go through this bad boy, and it's really normal. So, the Journal of Clinical Gastroenterology.
Yeah, no, I know the journal. Yeah, sure do.
It came out, and again, it says 1 in 4 do it during a race, but 62% have reported that they've done it during a race. And it's all about having from running and the exhaustion and the dehydration, all that
and
stuff.
Your
heart rate, your blood, and you have it has abdominal pain, and then it just gets into a bunch of other bad things.
It just comes out like.
And it talks about how
diarrhea.
the nervous system has to redistribute the blood flow,
It's
so it
literally
has
wet.
to literally empty out your bowels.
Yes, Chris.
Because you're pushing yourself so hard.
It's involuntary.
So here's what I just wanted to tell everybody. If we got some kids out here in two-a-days who are complaining about, oh, it's hot, my football coach isn't giving me any water. Did you run until you had diarrhea? Toughen up, bucko.
Right.
Seriously.
I don't understand
because two-a-days are going on as
those two
football.
things are together.
Well, I'm just saying these people push themselves to the limit, all the way to where they release
And that's
their
what you would
bowels
say
all over to themselves.
And that's what
So
you would
I'm
say to
gonna
the
tell-
players as you deprive them of water is, have you bleeped yourself until I see poop running down your leg? You're not getting any damn water.
Dude, if one of them says, Coach, I can't run anymore, I'm going to be like, check your drawers, boy. You better keep on running.
I don't see any poop running down your leg. So you don't get any damn water.
You think
it used to be back in my day, John? It used to be you're not getting any water until you throw up. Nowadays, it's not until you poop yourself.
Well, what I'm just saying, I feel like throwing up is not nearly
Not
as
nearly.
bad.
I want to see it coming out of both ends, or you ain't getting no water.
I don't think I'm going to be a football coach anytime soon.
John, Netflix is releasing a show where contestants must survive a realistic zombie apocalypse, and the winner wins $1 million. You in?
Say that again.
Netflix is producing a show where contestants must survive a realistic-style zombie apocalypse, and the winner wins $1 million. Are you in?
I don't know how you... I don't understand.
Contestants will have to compete in demanding missions in order to survive.
But I thought
They'll
you
need
said
to
this
be
is on
prepared.
Netflix.
They're casting a reality show.
So
you need
the
to be prepared to
game
outsmart the undead.
Is it kind of like Stars on Mars?
No, I don't think it's anything like Stars on Mars. This is supposed to survive a realistic zombie apocalypse. Stars on Mars is all about stars surviving on Mars. This is zombies. Very different. Very different.
That is...
You don't sound very interested by it, John.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not into...
Is that like Stars
I'm
on
not
Mars?
into Walking Dead. I don't really... Like,
Well, that's a
zombies
TV
don't
show.
move very fast. I don't think a zombie apocalypse is like even...
So
like,
you're in for $1 million.
I mean, if I can win somehow.
Yeah, you think you can win?
I won't have to run myself till I poop myself, Willow.
The video is someone crawling, so I don't think you poop yourself while you crawl. I guess you could. You can poop yourself at any time, but not involuntarily.
Oh, my goodness. Where did my amazing story go that I was just getting ready to talk about? Oh, it's not amazing. It's horrific. Oh, I read this morning. Have you seen the final situation? Did I tell you about the Titan?
The Tennessee Titans?
No.
The Titan games with The Rock?
No, the
Teen Titans? I'm out.
The submarine.
Oh, okay.
Submarine Titan. This came out, some dude who's really smart put this out and says, from the math, they would have fallen for 48 to 71 seconds in pitch black in a complete nosedive going down. Like, they went 900 meters. That is horrific. When you read, well, you didn't read it. You just heard it from me.
I just heard you say it.
Would that be not the worst? Like, I mean, I can't think of a worse way to go. To, know that you're about to get, you're, up against a wall with, 4 other dudes pushed against you, and you're just going straight down.
Yeah, it sounds tough, man.
Sounds like the worst, doesn't it?
Yeah. Speaking of people pooping themselves, John, J.D. Davison the other day in Summer League pooped himself.
No, he did not.
Sure did. He had poop on his pants.
No, he did not.
Yeah, and guess who he plays for?
Who?
The Celtics, just like Paul Pierce, who also pooped himself. But says he didn't, but he did.
This happened yesterday at Summer League?
No, it happened this weekend in Summer League. He was helping a guy up, and the camera saw poop under his butt.
Dang, man. You know that camera guy? I don't think that dude's going to be his friend anymore. And
I don't know if they were ever friends, John.
What player was this?
J.D. Davison. He went to Alabama.
J.D.
But he was in the G League last year, I think. I think it's the second year in the league, but I truly have no idea.
Wow. Well, now that's what he's known for. I mean, he's not even running like a marathon runner.
No, he's not.
Well, you know
Lazy
what?
ass.
We'd give him some water, wouldn't we?
No,
He did what we said.
That's true, but I want to see it coming out of both ends, John.
Oh, don't you dare touch the dial. We actually got to talk about the All-Star game, which is tonight. Texas got 5 position players. It's just blowing my mind. You got the Braves with 8 dead-gum players on their team, 3 starting the game. And we got to make some bets. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis.
Right now at Wendy's, when you buy either Dave's Single, Spicy Chicken Sandwich, Medium Frosty, or 10-piece nuggets, you can get another for just $1. Your dollar never tasted so good. So it's obvious what everyone will get, right?
Definitely nugs
Spicy
and
chicken
a Frosty.
sandwich,
Dave's single and a Frosty for me.
and a Frosty.
Okay, who said Frosty and a Frosty? Pick your obvious choice. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, buy one, get one for $1.
Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. U.S. Wendy's, valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined in a combo or any other offer.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried new Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in 1 wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
It's Wrangler season out there. Warmer days, cooler nights. Open roads, endless horizons. And you need to be ready in jeans made for the unpredictable. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Shop our newest styles today at Wrangler.com.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Upgrade your commute at Acura of Memphis. Seize the thrill and test drive one of our award-winning models, each packed with cutting-edge technology, luxurious amenities, and a driving experience that's sure to awaken your inner self. Driving shouldn't be a chore, it should be an adventure. Advance your drive today, shop our aggressive lease and finance options now. Luxury is waiting at Acura of Memphis, or shop online 24/7. Visit AcuraofMemphis.com.
Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
4.9 liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's hanging out with me. Man, we had a little fun segment on the other side. Talked a little bit about spring football, 2-a-days, and running till you use the restroom. It's horrible stuff. But tonight we got to get over to the Midsummer Classic. We're going to get a couple good bets from Jay Morgan, I believe. But Braves.
I just want to talk about it. I don't have any for you yet.
Oh, you're going to talk them out with me?
Yeah, that's what I thought we were going to do.
Oh, okay.
I don't
sorry.
have any.
Then talk them out with me, man. It's okay.
Is that what we're doing now?
We're about to do that, yeah.
Okay.
And also we're rooting for the dude Novak Djokovic. He's a Serbian tennis player. He's the best there is.
Well, to a certain extent. I mean, if Rublev could keep it within 6.5 games, that would be nice.
What's 6.5? What do you mean?
Like keep the game spread within 6.5. That would be excellent if Rublev could do that. So I would like Djokovic to win, but only within 6.5 games to Rublev.
Interesting. That went so far over my head, I don't even know what that meant.
Okay. Well, they play sets and games and points.
Oh, okay. Sets are like you have to win a set to move to another one?
First to 6, win by 2. So you go
so
7.
The games. So what was this game bet?
That 6.5 games. Rublev to keep within 6.5 games.
So that means all he has to do is like win one set?
Well, no, not
one game.
No, not necessarily. He's already won one set, 6-4, so he's up 2 games there. But then he lost the second set, 6-1. So up 2 to down 5. So that's -3. You're just doing math, right? He won 6 games in the first set and lost 4. So he's +2 there, right? Mm-hmm. In the second set, he only won 1 game and lost 6 to Djokovic. So that's -5. He was up 2,
so
-5, -3. And it's 2-1 him in the third set right now.
And we're keeping it within 6.5.
If he could keep it within 6.5, we would be winning a bet there.
And you would be in a great mood.
I would be in an excellent mood. And if Djokovic won, I would be in a really good mood.
Man.
If Djokovic loses, that would be a terrible mood I will be in.
Yeah.
I would be in a very bad mood.
I would cry for you, actually. But anyway, I'm not going to put your stuff out on, Broadway right now.
Broadway.
I've seen
all the time. I've seen the lights go down on Broadway.
You have?
Uh-huh.
What'd you go see?
Billy Joel song.
Billy Joel, what?
Seeing the lights go down on Broadway. That's a Billy Joel song.
Nice, man. Good work. Thank you. We got to talk through our bets, though. But first, we want to, win our money. Hopefully, Djokovic wins. When you win some money, I have a feeling you're going down to Frontier Western Store to get some new digs. 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. They got all the summer fashions, man. Not just for you, but also your best friend, your brother, your sister, your mother, your grandmother, because they have a ladies' boutique, a children's department, a men's section, and again, the largest boot showroom around where you can get Western boots, work boots, dress boots, you name it. You can get all them boots, man. Head on down to Frontier Western Store. Don't forget to shop online at Frontier Western Store. It's very easy to navigate. It's easy to use. You go ahead, pay you, bing, bang, boom, 24 hours. They ship your order out in, and any order of $75 or more is shipped absolutely free. Frontier Western Store and frontierwesternstore.com. All right, since we got the lineups already out, I told you basically the lineup for the American and National League earlier in the show. We might rehash that again, but what are some of our bets?
Oh, John, you know what this music means?
I don't know.
It says the music we play while we talk about our bets.
Oh, okay.
And it's specifically for the All-Star game. This is specifically baseball bets halfway, so we got to bet on the All-Star game tonight, and we got to look ahead a little bit to some futures for the divisional winners right now. But I'm looking at the All-Star game right now, John. The best odds I've been able to find are on the FanDuel Sportsbook, where you can take either team to win at -108. Here's what's interesting here. American League won 9 straight All-Star games, John.
Dang.
9 straight. It's the NL.
Talk about the do factor.
Do you think that means the NL is due? Seriously?
I mean, absolutely. Dang, how many times can you win?
All right, so we got to keep thinking about that as we go through these bets here. Here's another one for you. I'm looking at Yerfies and Nerfies. A Yerfie is +104. Best odds I found on a Nerfie are -130. Listen to this. A Nerfie has hit in 4 of the last 5 years in the All-Star game. However, last year the Yerfie hit. So what do you think that means?
With Zach Gallen and Garrett Cole.
But you got to throw out who's pitching, because in every All-Star game, it's two aces going at it, right?
Again, but Garrett Cole is known to give up the gopher ball, and he's going to be pitching to Ronald Acuna, who is the number one scorer in the first inning in all of baseball. He scored more first-inning runs than any other player, and he scored more runs than any other player. In fact, 75 times he's crossed the plate in the first inning this year. My dude's a baller. No, 45 of his 75 times, or whatever, is first inning. Freddie Freeman. Remember, they used to be teammates.
I do.
He's also probably one of the best hitters in baseball. He doesn't strike out. He's going to put the ball in play. If Ronald Acuna is on first base, guess what? He's going second because he's going to steal a bag in the All-Star game with Mookie hitting in the 3 spot. I'm telling you, and you have another Dodger with J.D. Martinez hitting behind him. You got 3 Dodgers back to back in the All-Star game with my man Ronald Acuna leading it off. I like the Yerfie. And I like the National League to get on top.
Wow, you like the Yerfie, do you really?
I really do.
Plus 104.
And you're telling me Shohei or Randy Arozarena couldn't catch Zach Gallen and pop that ball out of the damn park in the first AB? Let's not forget 1989, Bo Jackson's very first All-Star game. First inning, what did he do? He went yard, son, and it was a shot. I'm telling you, I think either it's going to be a home run for the American League or Ronald Acuna rounds the bag and gets knocked in by Mookie.
Plus money on a Yerfie, too, so I'll circle Yerfie here. I might ride that with you later as well. The over-under is 7.5. How about this? In 6 of the last 9 All-Star games, in which the American League has won all of them, 7.5, that was the line. Under would have hit 6 of the last 9 seasons.
Dang.
Would have hit the last 3 years. 3-2 last year. 5-2 the year before that. That's as close as they'll get to over 7.5. And 4-3 3 years ago. So under's really hitting. I don't know if you like the under 7.5 or not. Or if this is a time where maybe they'll score some runs here. If you want to go over, it's plus 110. Under minus 130.
Why do I just have that feeling that this is going to be actually an exciting and high-scoring
score fest?
I just feel like it's going to be one of those kind of games.
And the Mariners Park isn't particularly a hitter's ballpark, is it? It's kind of in the middle, isn't it?
It's right there. I mean, it's more of a it ain't a bandbox like Cincinnati or Yankee Stadium. It's not. It's pretty sizable. I just feel like, I don't know, man.
There's odds for first home run as well. You talked about Acuna here. You could afford to take it for a couple guys here. So if I look at the first player to hit a home run in the game, Acuna is plus 800. Freddie Freeman plus 1,500. That's kind of a long shot, though. I don't know if you're looking for long shot prop bets like that.
What was the numbers?
First player to hit a home run, Acuna is plus 800, and Freddie Freeman is plus 1,500. You can afford to bet both of those if you actually believe there will be a home run in the first inning from one of those guys.
Well, yeah, but I think the home run's going to come from the American League.
Oh, well, then in that case, Shohei's plus 800.
I think Ronald Acuna is going to get a single. He's going to steal second. Freddie Freeman's going to hit him over to third. Sack fly. Mookie Betts 1-0 first inning. That's how Ronald Acuna is going to score. I just look in the future, brother. That's all I can do.
That's really all the bets I can look at with you then, Sean. The other one I was looking at that I couldn't find available anywhere is in 2000, I believe this is 2018 and 2017, back-to-back years, the All-Star game went to extra innings. I wanted to make a prop bet that the game goes to extra innings. I couldn't find it anywhere. I literally looked in every sports book available, could not find a prop bet for the game to go to extra innings. But I think it goes to extra innings tonight.
You really do think it goes to extra innings?
I don't know why. I got a hunch.
Had that feeling?
Got a hunch, man. But there's no bets for that. So it's kind of a waste.
I also like the over this year. Can I keep looking at it? Because I don't know. I'm just not sold on all these pitchers where I look at these. I mean, I know all. Dude, the hitters are, like, people are stroking, man. Like, I don't know what's going on, but, I mean, even look at the reserves. The American League's team looks better, though, top to bottom. I hate to say it.
How about this?
But the National League has the do factor.
Let me go to players. Hang on, let me find it. Prop bets. No,
I mean, just listen, Zach Gallen's starting the game. I think Spencer Strider's a strikeout machine, but he's also, he's if he doesn't strike you out and you put the ball in the bat, he's gettable. Bryce Elder, I love Bryce Elder. But, he did start this year I don't know if you know where he started in Gwinnett. He was the opening day starter.
Go Braves.
I
guess they're the Stripers now, aren't they? Yeah, they are.
The what now?
They're the Gwinnett Stripers. I said go Braves, but they're the Stripers.
Oh, okay, I got you. I didn't even know what they were.
Mm-hmm. They're
Good
like
job.
Stripers of fish, I believe, of some kind.
And again, Bryce Elder's also down there. And like I said, he was, he's got the NLS. He's got the NL Best 2.44 ERA. By the way, he's going to be the starter Monday night in Cleveland, if you didn't know. But if Kyle Wright doesn't get injured, if Max Fried doesn't get injured, are they bringing up Elder? I don't know. They also got to, give some credit. They also brought that other kid. Who was their first-round pick that they brought up earlier this year?
What team are we talking about?
I'm looking at Jared Schuster. That's who it was.
Okay, Schuster.
For the Braves.
Oh, for the Braves.
Because I'm talking about you got Spencer Strider and Elder. You got Zach Gallen. Justin Steele for the Cubs. I don't believe that he's going to have the same type of season after the All-Star break as he had before. His numbers, they really don't translate. Like sometimes baseball, you have atom balls and you hit them right at him, and he's been very lucky with that. Josiah Gray, Clayton Kershaw's not going to pitch. Marcus Stroman's not going to be pitching. I don't know. I feel like the National League's very gettable in the pitching staff.
All right, how about this, John? While you were talking there, I was looking up some odds here. You said you think Acuna gets on base his first at bat?
Yep.
Plus 400 for a single, plus 800 for an extra base hit, so you could afford to take both of those.
Ooh, I like that.
Do you like that, actually?
I do like that, because Acuna's going to get on the bag.
He's going to get on the
bag.
Because,
again, I'm not a big Garrett Cole guy. He whined so deadgum much about the whole spider tax situation. It drove me crazy. And yes, he's the best pitcher for the Yankees, and he's the starter for the American League. He's good, but I don't know.
So you put a unit on both of those, or you can put one unit on single and half a unit on extra base hit. No, he's not.
Evaldi, I don't believe that his numbers are again going to translate after the All-Star break. I think he's having just one of those magical first halves of the season.
So take the NL too.
I just think over. This is where I'm going over, because I just feel like the pitching staffs aren't what they are typically.
I like it. Over in a Yurfie. And I'm gonna do the Acuna prop. I like the Acuna prop. I'm gonna take him to get a single or an extra base hit. Either way, there. All right, John. We got
Pedro Martinez ain't walking through that door.
Oh, I love Pedro.
King Felix ain't walking through that door. Randy Johnson ain't walking through that door. By the way, Roger Clemens. Do you know who made? Oh, I just basically told you.
Roger Clemens.
Roger Clemens has pitched in more All-Star games than anybody else. Any other pitcher. And what is he known for?
He's the Rocket.
That's right. He's also known for the needle.
The Rocket.
Steroids. Does he get a bad rap?
Yes.
I agree. Come on, man. It's no big deal. He was great when he was a little skinny kid in Boston, and then he got it yoked, and he was still able to pitch.
The Rocket.
The Rocket. Are you? I heard you talking about not you. It was Brett Norsworthy talking about Barry Bonds. Do you still believe Barry? Do you think Barry Bonds, as Brett does, still second best player? A lot had to do with, as he was mentioned,
second
he did
best
it out
behind
in San
who?
Francisco. I don't know. I don't remember who Brett said was number one.
I like Babe Ruth because the pitching aspect, I believe. I don't want to put words in his mouth because I don't
said it
technically
yesterday.
remember.
Were you not listening? You did the show with him.
It was just me and him. But, a lot's going on here, John. I mean, there's a lot of things happening. I got 3 more bets I got to get to you before the end of the segment, and we're already done with the All-Star game. So, Yurfie and the over, and I'm taking the Acuna props here. But it's halfway, John, and this is the last time we'll get good odds on division winners, I feel like, before the end of the year. So I got 3 divisions I want to ask you about. Start with the American League. The only one in the AL I have is the AL West, where the Rangers in the lead right now by 2 games are minus 110, and the Astros are even money to win the AL West. If I made you put money down on one of these 2 teams to win, who would you do?
What's Seattle's odds?
Oh, you want to see Seattle? Oh, I love
Seattle's
this game
in
we're
it.
playing.
I mean, I'm telling you, I think Seattle's gonna have a lot better odds, and they struggled to come out the gate.
Give me a minute.
And the
Mariners are plus 1,400.
Mariners are plus 1,400.
Yeah.
And they're only 6 games out.
And they have the best pitching staff of all those 3 teams.
That's what I was about to say. Texas pitching staff, please, again, Evaldi's not going to continue to do this. They lost DeGrom.
The Mariners also strike out more than anyone else in baseball.
Man, well, you know what? Hey. Colton Wong's going to start putting. Hey, Ty Francis is doing it. You're going to have Kelnick.
I think they have 4 players. Is that right? 4
Suarez.
players. They have 4 players that have already struck out 100 times this year.
Yeah, I know.
Which is crazy.
I know one of them is definitely Suarez.
And Kelnick, I think, has struck out 100. Kelnick strikes out a lot too.
But if you have Julio Rodriguez, Teoscar Hernandez, those 2 guys can carry a lineup with that pitching staff.
I agree, John. And at $1,400, that's a really good price on that.
$1,400 and only 6 games back because, I think it's going to be Houston, okay? If we're
I
think
agree.
It's going to be Houston. What you do
I
is
tell you could afford
Houston,
to do both.
You take Houston and you sprinkle a little magic.
I agree.
On the plus 1,400 because, damn, the odds are ridiculous. And I'm sorry.
I agree. Marcus
Semien is a good baseball player. He's hitting it, an absolutely insane pace. I believe in Dolis Garcia, though, but, he got a lot. He was injured often back in the day, if you don't remember him. You never know what can happen. Josh Young is a rookie. Is he going to have that? Is he going to have that little lull in the season? And is it going to be after the All-Star break? And did anybody know that Jonah Heim was going to be any good?
No, in fact, I believe they had another catching prospect. Sam Hunt was like a better catching prospect in their organization, and then Jonah Heim came out of nowhere.
And he's the all-star. He's on my fantasy baseball team because I drafted him, but I didn't draft him as my starter. I drafted Kirk to be my starter.
All right, 2 more here, John. We got to go quick. NL Central, same idea here. Similarly, the Reds in first place right now, second best odds. Brewers best odds at even money plus 100. Reds second best plus 125. Pirates the longest odds at plus 6,600. I don't think the Pirates can win the division, but they're in third place. They're the longest odds. The Cardinals are only plus 2,000, and the Pirates are plus 6,600. Doesn't even make sense, John. What would you bet here if I had made you bet the Central?
There's only one thing I can bet.
The Reds?
That would be the big red machine.
You wouldn't even sprinkle on the Pirates? 6,600?
No, because I have a feeling, honestly, God, I know you're going to think I'm crazy. I think the Pirates are going to be sellers right before the break.
Well, it could be.
And they do this every year. They don't care if they're even close. They just want to make a little money, sell, continue to say that they're building. I can't bet anything on the Pirates.
Isn't that crazy that the Cardinals are plus 2,000 and the Pirates are plus 6,600 to win the division?
Yes. And
that's insane. That just shows you betting markets, though.
It does show betting markets. The great fans in St. Louis are probably taking a lot of that bet.
Have to be.
People in Pittsburgh, they're so, like conditioned to know that their Pirates won't be there in October, that they're like, hell no, we ain't betting on that. I don't care how good the odds are.
All right, what about the last one, John? This one might be a little bit easier for you. I know you're kind of high on this team. In the NL West, the Dodgers have jumped up to minus 275. You can get the Diamondbacks plus 375 right now. Would you be willing to do that? The Giants plus 700. The Padres plus 3,000. They could turn it on.
Hold on. I can get the Giants plus 3,000?
No, the Padres plus 3,000. The Giants plus 700.
Padres plus 3,000?
Yeah, the Padres plus 3,000. How about that?
The Braves last year raced a 10-game deficit.
Exactly.
Like
3,000,
You're
John?
telling me $3,000 with that lineup?
Yeah, so I bet 100 you win 3,000 for them to win a division with that lineup. With the way Joe Musgrove is coming on, he just had a great outing before the All-Star break. Blake Snell pitching really well.
Michael Wacha's been good.
Wacha has like the 5th best odds to win the Cy Young.
And Yu Darvish is having the worst career. Had the worst first half of his entire career. If he can just fix himself, if Yu Darvish can just be figure it out. Damn, son. And all we have to do is, honestly, they got to quit swinging for the every single time they need to quit swinging for the fences. But
make this make sense. The Padres are longer odds to win the NL West than the Cardinals are to win the NL Central. Plus 2,000 the Cardinals, the Padres are plus 3,000. That's just because the Dodgers are in their division.
And you got Manny Machado, Xander Bogaerts, Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis, Gary Sanchez, Jay Cronenworth. Jay Cronenworth is finally starting to hit, too. By the way, he got an $80 million bag. I think he's been putting pressure on himself.
Maybe so.
Trent Grisham.
Crazy. Trent Grisham, another good one. Nelson Cruz on that team.
Who the hell DHs for them?
Nelson Cruz, right? Oh, no, Nelson Cruz don't play.
He's actually been – Nelson Cruz got sent down to AAA.
That's right. He just got cut, right?
Yeah.
I don't know then.
That's one thing. They just need to figure out who the hell's going to DH for him. But 3,000, please give me a little sprinkle, magic on that, John.
I'm with you, John. That's all I got.
We got to take a quick commercial break. We're back to close things out on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Acura of Memphis invites you to experience the all-new, completely redesigned 2022 Acura MDX. It's the most advanced SUV Acura has ever built. Experience the convenience of full connectivity, including built-in Alexa, Wi-Fi hotspot, and wireless charging, from the stunning interior complete with third-row seating. Stop by our state-of-the-art facility and take advantage of our aggressive APR offers today at Ridgeway and 385. Or shop online from the convenience of home now. Visit AcuraofMemphis.com.
It's all too obvious. We're being distracted by meaningless news headlines. When you dig to find the truth, you discover that the American way of life is being threatened by the institutions we used to trust. It's easy to see the future holds more food shortages, systematic controls, and government overreach. But instead of throwing up their hands, folks are preparing. They're taking steps to be self-reliant and investing in emergency food storage. My Patriot Supply, the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, makes it easy to get started and join the ranks with this limited-time offer. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com and get their top-selling 4-week emergency food kit. Enjoy tasty breakfasts, lunches, and dinners averaging over 2,000 calories per day. Get new lower pricing this week on these 4-week emergency food kits. Secure at least one food kit for each member of your family. They ship free, too. Those who know what's coming are preparing. Smart folks. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com right now. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist and ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you ordered a new air filter for your car. You try to install it, but it doesn't fit. So you take a little bit off the sides. What, still doesn't fit? Well, you could try to sit on it. Or get it right the first time with eBay Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's gonna fit. Air filters, brakes, headlights, over 122 million parts. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors, let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
I have this one of those things. When things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's in the house. Talking about Barry Bonds as one of the best players of all time. I mean, hitting in the Bay. A lot of people, especially my age, are going to say also, you know, Ken Griffey Jr., when he left Seattle, of course, his career went completely south. He was injury-riddled in Cincinnati. But, man, when he was the kid, he was the man, and he was the coolest dude. His hat on backwards, smoothest swing you've ever seen. It was a thing of beauty. My question is do you think Ken Griffey Jr. has the star power and cachet to save Budweiser or Bud Light or whatever, Anheuser-Busch? Because now they're going all in, because you know that they have now gone from number 1 in the world to number 14 in the United States. That's kind of crazy. They've taken a downward spiral. Things have gotten pretty bad. They got rid of a bunch of people, but this is the new. This is what their executives are now pushing. They've brought Ken Griffey Jr. out. They say look like an all-star. Introducing the Budweiser X Ken Griffey Jr. All-Star Collection. And they are some really dope shirts, I got to admit it, man. They got a picture of him with this sweet-ass swing on him. So it's good looking, but then they also got like the little commercial. And what do you think it is? You know, him and his dad are the only father-son duo to go back-to-back in a baseball game.
Back-to-back.
So it shows his dad hit his bomb, then it shows his kid hit his bomb, and then it shows Ken Griffey sitting with his dad, and they're sitting there, reminiscing about their playing days over a cold beer. One of them's got a Budweiser, one's got a Bud Light. Do they have the cachet to pull Bud Light and Budweiser out of the tank? Or is Budweiser and Bud Light screwed?
They got the cachet.
You think so?
Sure.
All right.
Why not?
Are you going to order one of them? Because you know that you love gear more than anybody. That's one of the reasons
I don't think I'm going to do that, though.
What?
I've got to cut back on frivolous spending like that.
Wait a second. You're over there frivolously gambling.
Yeah,
that's how you make money.
I disagree with
John.
you.
You know what?
I'm all about making money over here. This is the opposite of spending money. It's making money.
You are 100% right. I agree with you. I can't believe I said that.
Now, kind of with gambling in the modern age, with the way these books work, you have to spend money to make money. You can't just, bet and then assume that you're good for it. That you can't do the old school days where you meet your bookie in the parking lot with a wad of cash and a brown paper sack. Those days are gone, John. You gotta spend money to make money.
Dude, do you feel bad for the bookies that were put out of business? Because now it's just these gigantic conglomerations. I hate to say this, but I almost think about all the little people out there who are putting in that work every single week. They had back in the day had to fax the lines over to you.
I was thinking about that yesterday. I wonder if I could be a competitive. I mean, no, this is theoretical because it's illegal. I wonder if I could be a competitive bookie today, though. Like if I could compete, I could run a book that could compete with the big sports.
Are you going to answer the phones and sit there and be like, hey, what's the line on this game?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I almost have to do more work to track lines if I'm going to do that than I would if I was betting, because I have to make sure my prices are competitive with the books that make it so easy to shop at. The way I could be competitive is say, you don't have to pay me till you lose. That's how I could be competitive. I
feel bad. Yeah, that's how you could be competitive.
That's the only chance.
There's just no way, because people are so impatient. Even though we carry our phones around everywhere we go, we always got them in our pockets. By the way, that's bad if you're a man for your testosterone levels. Did you know that?
But if I have it where I pay you immediately, but I'll let you pay me at the end of your pay cycle or whatever. But I'll pay you immediately.
If you go up, $1,000, I'll meet you to pay you at any time. You got 30 days to pay me. 30
I can even
days
use.
of gambling.
I guess you can't use the.
But man, you could get somebody down so far that you're gonna have to end up whacking them.
I was about to. Well, we could do that. I was about to say
I'll be your hitman. I was about to say you be the bookie and do the work, and just pay me a nice fee.
I was about to say you could the VIG. I was about to say you could use the apps to share money, like the Venmo and the Cash App and stuff like that. But
can't you?
No, but they would track that as drug dealing.
Wait a second. I use those apps all the time, and I'm not dealing drugs.
Well, maybe you can use them then. I bet you could. I
send them to my daughters hit me up on there. Chaz hits you up on there. My friends. Whenever you go to eat with somebody, they don't ever split up your tab anymore.
But nobody
should
do
the whole Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal.
Nobody should do what we're talking about that because it's illegal.
Well, I'm just going to say this. For all those people who are bookies out there, I do want to say I feel sorry for you that you got put out of business.
Or start your business back up again, and maybe we'll give you some.
You think so?
Yeah.
What are they going to say? Then everybody will know.
Well, you could advertise with us.
That sounds like a great idea.
And we'll just make a fake business that everyone who's a bookie will advertise for this type of service.
Enjoy the All-Star game tonight, and don't forget tomorrow is Big 12 Media Days. For Jay Morgan, I'm John Harden. Get out there, make the world a better place. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace.